Hello, hello. Okay, so we are going to cover day 22 and the morning of 23 today. Just because day 22 was insanity. I started from early morning, went till late night. Oh boy. But good news, I stayed mindful. So I am back to eating just the cereal in the morning. It's still the 13 grams of sugar, which ends up being like around 50 calories of sugar. But since I'm not having soda and I'm not having a lot of carbs or anything like that, I'm not really maxing out on the sugar. So I'm okay with doing the cereal. And then on the weekend, I usually will have eggs or omelet or something like that. Maybe I'll do some oatmeal. I keep planning on the oatmeal, but that hasn't happened yet. 22 days later. And now we're able to track the days. So yeah, I'll be doing that one soon. I wanted it before, but now I'm kind of like, I've just been going so busy. Oh my gosh, but it's a good thing. Okay, so update. As far as yesterday, let's see. Trying to remember what I had for lunch. I met Chris at Bar Louie's, and I had a burger. I had half the burger, so that ended up being, I believe it was 400 calories on that one, if I remember correctly. And then I had a cup of salad, so it was a Caesar salad and some tomatoes. So that's what I had for lunch. And then for dinner, boy, remembering these the following day is tough. Soup. I had some soup yesterday. I couldn't remember. I know I thought we got it from Olive Garden. I thought Noe's dad got it from Olive Garden, but Noe said he didn't get soup from Olive Garden. I think it was Olive Garden. I'm pretty sure. But wherever. I know his dad had gotten some soup, and he said he didn't want it, so he left it for me. So I had that soup. And it was really good. Don't know what it was, but it was good. So I just kind of guesstimated on the calories based on the little bit of food, the meat that was in there. It looked like a beef, kind of, and it had the little oval rice, and so I just researched what those would be. So I was under calories. Every day I'm under calories. Compared to before I started this, I was not only over, but sometimes I was double over my calories. And again, everyone is always like, oh, well, you can't tell. You look just fine. It's all in your head. It's like, I can tell. I can feel it. It feels uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable in my clothes. I'm uncomfortable in my underclothes. You're not me. So, thank you very much. So it's really weird to have people kind of, it's not racism. That's not the word, but it's like, almost like they're putting me down. They're putting how I feel down because they can't see it. It's like my husband and I, we joke, and he jokes at work too. Somebody will get hurt and the other person will be like, yeah, but I don't feel a thing. Other people, they look at you and they're like, oh, well, you must be fine because you look fine to me. It's like, come on. I appreciate that, but no. Check in on how I'm doing before you assume how I'm doing. But we all do that. I do that too. I look at other people and I think, oh, well, they're just fine. They're doing great and they're having their struggles. So I try to be patient and calm. It's just everywhere. So anyway, here's the cool thing. I'm still at 119, which I'm perfectly fine with. My goal is between 115 and 118 because my weight for my size, I'm actually... my driver's license says I'm 5 foot, but I'm actually like 4'11 3/4. So for my size, that's perfectly fine. But I know what feels right in my body, and between the 115 is my number. But between 115 and 118, I'm perfectly fine with that. What I have been doing each day is making sure I hit the 2,000 steps mark. And I know for some of you, you're like, 2,000 steps, that's nothing. That's okay. For me, because this is what I do. You see me sitting in my chair at my desk? That's what I do. So I wake up, I come in, and I start working. I go get a snack. When I get agitated, I get up and I go for like a little walk down the hallway, and I come back, excuse me. Or I stand up and I stretch. There's no steps in that. I'm still moving, but it's not giving me the steps that I need. So, excuse me. Oh my goodness. I'm having hiccups. I'm yawning. Oh gosh. So for me, getting in those 2,000 steps is a big deal. You know, whether y'all like it or not. Whether you think that's whatever, that's fine. Keep doing what you're doing. That's great. So whatever your number is, find what your number is and let yourself kick it up a notch. So when I'm, not here at home and I'm working at the doctor's office and I'm doing different things, 2,000's not a big deal. So then I go to 2,500. But on days like the last few days where I'm like looking at maybe 1,000 by the end of the night, I'm starting to do marching. So I take a look. So here's something. So right now I'm looking at my watch. 288. So that's pretty low, right? So while I'm doing stuff, I can instead be marching. And so as I'm doing this, it really doesn't impact. I'm not running super hard. No, I can. I could do like this. But then I'm going to soon be out of breath. Now, when I'm not talking to somebody, I'll do it like that. So the idea is just to add some more movement. And as I'm doing it, cool thing is I'm starting to notice my legs are firming up a bit. I do notice when I'm doing this, and I didn't even notice it, but my husband mentioned, he's like, when you're marching, you're using your abs a lot more than if you're just walking. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes total sense. Didn't even think about it because I was just thinking about the steps. But now as I'm thinking about it, it actually is also firming up the glutes, although I can't see them. I'm sure they're getting a little firmer. It is strengthening the abdomen, strengthening the stomach. It's also strengthening respiratory and breathing. And also when I do it, I do like this. So I'm also strengthening my arms and getting my circulation, clearing out my lymph system. So I'm doing all of these things while I'm talking to you. So when you're on the phone or when you're looking at something on the computer and you're just reading it, you can, just be doing this. I can pick up something and read it. I'm not moving fast, right? But I'm still marching and I can bring my knees. Now I'm bringing my knees all the way up. So that will affect my breathing a little bit more. But normally if I'm reading or looking at something else, I'm not trying to talk. So then that's okay. So that's been my goal this week. Monday was terrible. Monday, I totally forgot all about it because I had a project that I was trying to finish up and it needed the whole day. And that was, I had still been working on it the days before. That was the final day to get it done. So, I was not mindful of moving, and I think I got to like 800 steps that day. Not good. So after I saw that, I was like, whoa, okay, I need to, be mindful of this each day. So I've been much more mindful of it this week. So yay, success. Again, I'm still looking at, making it to 2,000. And if by the end of the day I'm at 2,000, then I will push for 2,500. Because doing this, although it does get my heartbeat up a little bit, it's not much. So I'm still able to fall asleep. It doesn't bother me or whatever. And then because I'm all warm and heated, then I do stretch out my legs a little bit before I go to sleep. So that way my muscles don't feel tight or agitated or anything like that. So it actually is twofold. Because if you go to bed from the day and things are tight and whatever, you don't sleep as well. I notice that. I don't know if you do, but I definitely do. I notice it in my legs and they get agitated and they want to move. And it's like, oh, well, let me just stretch and then they'll be fine. So those were a couple of points I wanted to share with you. What else? One of the goals I've been looking at is planning more. I haven't committed to that goal, which I haven't had time for that goal either. But I'm looking at more menus, more recipes and things like that. I'm looking at different things. I haven't solidified anything, but I'm going to do that a little bit more. And I asked Noe, my husband, to do that with me. As well, so we can start getting things that we both like to eat. So those are just a couple of things. That's my update for kind of like yesterday, today, and pretty much this week, where my thoughts have been at. There have been some days I wanted sugar so bad. But I don't allow myself to have a lot of sugar, like I mentioned. On Tuesday and yesterday, I did allow myself to have a bowl of ice cream, but it does no longer look like it used to look. It's not a bowl of ice cream. It's ice cream in a bowl. It's a couple scoops now. So it was, and I haven't checked on the calorie amount, but it was 4 tablespoons versus it used to be scoop upon scoop upon scoop, and it was a bowl of ice cream. So I'm being very mindful of that. I am notice that the lactose issues do come up, so I do get a little gassy. So it helps that I don't have as much as well as for my calories and for my sugar. So yeah, so I'm documenting calories, I'm paying attention to sugar, paying attention to making sure I'm getting a lot of fruits. I'm sorry, a lot of vegetables, not a lot of fruits, because I'm trying to pay attention to sugar. What else? That's pretty much it. So anyways, let me know your update. Take a look at things. Notice how you're doing. My sleep sucks. I have to admit that. I get to bed usually around 10:30, which isn't a big deal. But since I get up at 5, I'm feeling like it's not enough sleep. And you can kind of see it in my eyes. I'm looking kind of haggard. So I'm not committed to changing that one. I'm just not yet. But I'm thinking about it, and that's about it. But I am doing things to relax throughout the day. I'm doing meditations, which are like a deep relaxation. And I do allow myself to take a 10-minute nap if need be. So I've learned to do speed napping ever since college. And I just say, hey, Siri, set my alarm for 10 minutes, and I am out. And then the alarm goes up, and I get up, and I do whatever. So I do allow for that. So that's something that does help, even though my sleep isn't the best. So at some point, not yet, working on goals at a time, at some point I do want to get myself to sleeping more. I know it will help everything. And we also have to have certain numbers of cycles of REM sleep. And I want to do a little bit of research on that, because I know the more I know, the more I can help my brain retrain itself and do some new reprogramming. And so that's going to be my goal. Okay, so let's see where we're at. Just these few moments of us updating. 696 steps. Woohoo! And I'm warm. Yeah. Not super hot, didn't work up a sweat, but I can see the color in my face and I can feel my breathing, and my legs are definitely warm, so I'm going to actually use that to my advantage and do some stretching once we're off. Actually, I can do a little right now. Yay! Stretching out the glutes. All right, cool beans. So let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're looking at as far as your meal plan. If those of you who are just getting started, you're coming up on the end of your first week. So let me know where you're at, what your thoughts are. Don't worry about challenges that have come up. That's part of life. This is a lifestyle, guys. This isn't some magic whatever. It'll feel like magic because you're creating it. You're not letting anything stop you this time. But it's not like you need some kind of, oh, I can't ever make a mistake. This is wrong. This is bad. I'm bad. I fell off the train or the wagon. You didn't fall off anything. Whatever. Let's work it out. Let's see what came up. Let's see what got in the way. What needs to be handled. What support needs to be. What nurturing needs to be. What self-understanding needs to be. That's it. All right. You take care of you. I will see you this evening so we can finish out the day. And just continue to allow yourself to write down any negative things that are getting in your way, any negative thoughts, any frustrations, and we'll take a look and we'll see, well, what's the positive? What's the blessing? What's the other side of that we can take a look at? Because those negative thoughts are actually guiding us to see what's needed. So don't judge them. Don't push them away. Jot them down. You take care of you, and I will see you tonight. Ciao for now.